Hi, it's Michaela Anderson, and this is Disney Snack Co. I want to share with you my favorite season to visit Disneyland. If there was ever a time you should go, it's definitely during Halloween, and here's why. First of all, starting usually around the first week of September, Disneyland transforms from its regular decorations to a totally decked out Halloween land literally overnight. So just keep in mind throughout this whole video that everything we talk about, from decorations to rides to foods, changes in one single night. We're talking between the park closing and reopening the next morning. Disneyland keeps its Halloween theme all the way up until November 1st, when it's then taken down and redecorated for Christmas in another single night. So why is a trip to Disneyland during Halloween absolutely necessary? Here's a few reasons. First, while Disneyland itself is really fun, the Halloween decorations really enhance the atmosphere. You have so many photo opportunities, most famously the giant Mickey pumpkin at the entrance of Disneyland. This giant pumpkin weighs 1,500 pounds and has to be brought in with a forklift driving backwards because it's impossible to see past it going forwards all of the way from its storage space by Small World. Take a moment to notice that it smiles at you as you enter the park and winks at you as you leave. There are all sorts of fun Halloween decorations to discover, and it doesn't just end in Disneyland. Head over to California Adventure and stop by Cars Land to see some of my very favorite decorations of all. This is only the second year that Disneyland has completely overlaid Cars Land with Cars-themed decorations. The designers behind the Halloween decorations wanted to make it feel like the decorations were made by cars for cars, and we're just visitors passing through. So you'll see cute creatures made out of car parts and funny signs with car puns all around the town. Then if you really want to amaze your friends and family, take them down to Pixar Pier, past all of the rides, to what is, in my opinion, Disneyland's best kept secret, the Plaza de la Familia. Down by Goofy's Sky School is the restaurant that for the rest of the year is called the Paradise Garden Grill. For Halloween, the whole place gets an upgrade to a beautiful Coco-themed Mexican restaurant with amazing food, mariachi bands, and storytelling with dancers, music, and life-size puppets. There's even a place to take a photo with Miguel. Because it's way out past most of the rides, the place seems to get a little overlooked, which is a huge advantage to you at dinner time. When other places are packed, you can usually get your food in a decent amount of time and find a nice table to enjoy the entertainment. The second reason to go goes right along with the first. Not only is Disneyland decked out with Halloween decorations, but tons of the characters have their own Halloween costumes. And your kids can wear theirs too. Actually, technically anybody can wear their costumes. There's just a handful of rules that we'll post a link to in the description. Basically just to make sure that everything is safe, not offensive, and no one confuses you as a Disneyland cast member. Kids absolutely love this, and their favorite characters get excited to see them dressed up as one of their friends. The Dapper Dans dress up in spooky outfits and sing new Halloween songs as the Cadaver Dans, and other entertainers get their own Halloween twist. Even the cars in Cars Land get all dressed up in their Halloween costumes, so if a car can do it, you can too. The third reason that you can't miss Disneyland during Halloween time is the new rides that you cannot experience any other time of the year. The most notable of the bunch is the Haunted Mansion. During Halloween and Christmas, the Haunted Mansion gets transformed into an entirely new Nightmare Before Christmas ride. The Nightmare Before Christmas has been a cult favorite for years, so Disney does an amazing job with its fan service. It's something that you'll just have to experience for yourself, but we wouldn't be Disney Snack Co. if we didn't tell you about the coolest part. Notice when you get into the Grand Ballroom, the room is filled with the smell of gingerbread. The gingerbread smell may be artificial, but the giant gingerbread house in the middle of the table is 100% real. Each year, Disneyland chefs make over 150 pounds of gingerbread and build a monstrous gingerbread house just for the ride. Pay extra close attention because there's always a hidden Mickey somewhere on the gingerbread house. Generally, Space Mountain has some sort of overlay, whether it's totally in the dark or filled with floating ghost-shaped galaxies. Unfortunately, or fortunately I guess, if you're a huge Star Wars fan, when I went this year, it was still its Star Wars version, Hyperspace Mountain. Cars Land again takes the cake for the most Halloween spirit, with both Mater's and Luigi's rides getting total Halloween overhauls. Mater's Junkyard Jamboree turns into Mater's Junkyard Jamboree with Halloween decorations and a whole new playlist of Halloween songs sung by Mater himself. Luigi's Rollicking Roller Coaster turns into Luigi's Honkin' Halloween with similar new songs and decorations. So I have to admit, when I said that everything changes from normal to Halloween in one night, that was a lie, and I apologize for that. There is one ride that goes from normal to spooky in 1 hour every single night, and it happens to be my favorite ride. Head over to Guardians of the Galaxy after 5 any evening and you get to experience a whole new ride. The ride takes place hours after the events of Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, where all the monster cages have been opened, the whole collection has been trashed, and the Disneyland cast members have turned into damage control responders. Unfortunately, our favorite twig Groot has gotten left behind in the madness and Rocket is out looking for him. The entire ride queue is transformed, and the scene in Tavon's personal office is totally different. Without spoiling anything, Rocket needs a distraction to sneak into a building full of hungry monsters and save Groot, and an elevator full of warm, screaming Terrans just might do the trick. If you love Guardians of the Galaxy like I do, then I can't stress enough, go during Halloween time and you can experience 2 completely different rides in one day. You can't experience that any other time of the year. Just a side note, get your Disney app and be sure to watch the Fast Passes for the Guardians of the Galaxy. The ride will be closed between 4 and 5, and the second the Fast Passes are available, past 5, snag some for you, your friends, your family, anyone that you know standing next to you. You won't want to miss it. Now I know what you're thinking, it's probably packed at Disneyland during Halloween, and the rides probably all have really long waits. In my experience, it's just the opposite. Summer just ended, and most kids still have school during the whole season, so the wait times are actually pretty short during the week. The entire week up until Saturday, if you play your cards right and choose Fast Passes wisely, you may not have to wait in a single line for more than 30 minutes, especially towards the beginning of the season. Not to mention, it's actually started to cool down during the day, so you don't have to feel like you have to spend your entire day in the animation studio for air conditioning. The fourth reason to schedule your Disney trip during Halloween is for the special activities and events. I hesitate to add these as a reason to go during Halloween, since most of the special events do cost extra money, sometimes almost as much as your ticket. But if trick-or-treating and partying all night with your kids and going home with ridiculous amounts of candy interests you, check out Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and the Oogie Boogie Bash in DCA. Besides those, you can sign up for spooky Halloween tours and see parts of Disneyland that most guests will never see. And some of the Disneyland hotels also offer special Halloween events as an incentive to stay with them. Make sure to check the park hours for both Disneyland and California Adventure, as sometimes they'll be scheduled to close early for ticketed events. It's not a big deal though if you buy park hoppers and plan around it. If one park closes early, just expect to spend your time there during the day and head over to the other park at night. Finally, the very most important reason to go during Halloween, the reason for the very existence of this channel, is the food. Disney food is already amazing, but during Halloween, the treats are to die for. You can find the link to Disney's official list of Halloween food buried in the description, but here's a few of my favorites to conjure up your appetite. For starters, I love beignets, and call me basic, but if pumpkin spice beignets were available all year round, I would get them every single time. You can get the pumpkin spice beignets in New Orleans Square at the Mint Julep Bar. The spices are subtle, but they add a perfect touch to an already amazing treat. I'll be honest, I have to go back multiple times a day when I'm at Disneyland. While you're there, if you love mint julep like I do, pick up a midnight julep. If you don't love the OG mint julep because it's too minty, the midnight julep is perfect for you. The mint flavor is balanced with a tasty blackberry flavoring. The cozy cone has the slow-burning mac and cheese, which was surprisingly really good. I've tried the regular year-round macaroni, which was nothing to call home about, but the spices and crushed up spicy Cheeto bits really made a world of difference. And most surprisingly of all, the dark bread cone it's served in is really good. It's soft, fluffy, and moist, but has the perfect consistency to hold the mac and cheese. While you're at it, step over one cone and grab the smoky cone macaron. It's as good as any of Disneyland's famous macarons. It's gluten-free, and it's filled with a marshmallowy cream and candy corns. It's not as sweet as it sounds, and it's surprisingly well-balanced. While you're in DCA, go back to the Plaza de la Familia and try their burritos or their tacos. They taste so fresh, and they have more of an authentic street food taste than most Mexican restaurants. Beware the hidden pepper chunks though. They are hot and will surprise any unsuspecting victims that aren't careful. The loaded fleet fries at the Galactic Grill in Tomorrowland are some of my favorites. I somehow thought that these would be a nice side to a burger, but these fries are a meal. The fry basket is huge and topped with sweet barbecue pork. While you're at the register, grab a Darth by Chocolate Parfait for dessert, especially if you're a chocolate lover like me. It has layers of red velvet chocolate and chocolate mousses. The Mini Witch Shake was a favorite for my niece and nephew, and I have to agree, it's a pretty great shake. It has a subtle mint flavor that's not artificial, and I have a soft spot for cookies and cream, so this one is a no-brainer. Last but not least, you need the Black Rose dessert from the Red Rose Tavern in Fantasyland. There are 2 flavors in this world that I love more than anything. Those are dark chocolate and raspberry. The Black Rose dessert has both. It's a rich, dark, and chocolatey mousse with a tart raspberry compote and crunchy center. The balance of tart and rich dark chocolate is good enough to wake the dead. I don't have any good footage of it because the Red Rose Tavern has terrible lighting and I can't seem to make it out the door without inhaling the whole thing first. So you're just gonna have to go experience it for yourself. So that's it. Those are my 5 reasons you have to go to Disneyland during Halloween. If your mouth isn't watering by now, and if you're not thoroughly convinced, then you obviously have no Halloween spirit. If you plan on going, then let me know what your must-have snacks are. To get yourself extra excited, hop on Hulu and watch the new video, Decorating Disney Halloween Magic, to learn all about what goes into making Halloween time at Disneyland so magical. Sadly, I live almost 700 miles away from Disneyland, so if you like and subscribe to the channel, I'll keep making videos like this to bring the magic home to you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on the Disney Snack Co. Talking to you about my favorite season to visit Disneyland. I was doing really good, Dodger.